Final hour of trading on Fed Day, guys. Welcome back to the close. So the bond buying tapering is going to begin this month, if you missed it. And the market likes that news. The NASDAQ leading the way here, 0.8 to the upside, about 0.5% for the S&P there. Bitcoin had some moves as well. When the actual Fed announcement came out, big move down, right back up and then some. You can see Ethereum holding on to a nice gain as well, 3%. Guys, lots moving around here as we head towards the close.
Yeah, like somebody got 60,000 on Bitcoin because like that makes any sense. Like, give me a break. They're tapering on the early end of the two expectations, which we were talking about this before. It's like, what difference does it make? November or December? Like, give me a break. So the timeline's 1 month different. It's going to matter. But either way, someone got a great print. Taper comes through and Bitcoin moves to the upside. The markets are headed up. Lots is happening today. Zillow's still going down because it just actually broke 7. Whoops, I'm on bird here, aren't I? Yeah, my bad. Bird is the word. And we were joking about that shoe. So it turns out I have a pair of shoes that I absolutely love at home that my wife got me. And I didn't even know they were these Allbirds. So they're comfortable as all heck. But the stock having a great debut. Zillow not having a good day. The 65 break is still good. It's in the money, about $1 here if you took it. Crazy price action. I did one Fed trade, and it was long Upstart. And I got out essentially for the spread. I lost like 60 or 70 cents on it. And now Upstart is up like $7 from there. So that's how happy I am. I'm not upset about it. That was a good one in there in the chat. But one of those things that you got to be able to, the spread opens up when Fed comes out because people pull their bids, the algos pull their bids. Craziness can happen. But Zillow down, market up. What else is new?
Yeah, so I checked my account and I actually I got long $60,070. No, it wasn't me, but somebody,
nice.
There's the drop down. This is a 1 minute chart here for BTC. As soon as that Fed came out, this is 2 p.m. Bang, someone market sold that down. Obviously, they misunderstood what they read because, yeah, we talked about that would be good today for Bitcoin, unless there was some kind of a surprise, which there really wasn't. But there it is, nicely moved to the upside. I don't know, if you haven't seen the report, maybe Brendan will talk a little bit about it, but we'll talk some stock here. And then there's Ethereum, new all-time high, and I think Bitcoin's going to get there very, very soon. Now we're at 46698. Every tick up now, a new all-time high. As you can keep seeing this keep changing, but there it is, man. Again, hold my beer on this one. A month later, we go from $3,000 up to 46, so that's 50% in a month. Kind of looking like Tesla move there, actually, now that I think about it. Tesla obviously with a big move here recently as well. But all right, so the trade of the day today is going to be AMC, and we actually were lucky enough. Oh, that's Macy's. We're still in that Macy's short, but we'll pass on that. Right now, we're $1.30 in the money. I hope it shows it there on AMC. And basically, what we've been doing all day long is buy, buy, buy. We had no problems getting in and out there. You saw me live on the morning show, get out of that trade once we broke 41.50, which, yeah, that was a good idea because it came all into the downside. And then we kind of just let it go there. We were doing some work here in the afternoon, not too much trading. But as soon as the FOMC came out, I knew I wanted to look at a few names. I yelled to Prad, look at AMD as that breaking through 130. We'll check back on that right now. But there it is right here, AMC. Nice buys and then bang to the upside. We took 30, 40 cents. We took 90. That's $1 right there. And now we're $1.50 in the money on AMC. So this is a good one for us. Fisker on earnings, guys. I've already talked about this. I think Fisker beats tonight. We'll do some more work on that as we go. But just to see what Luce has been saying lately, Fisker this is a 20-period chart, straight to the upside. Somebody knows something, and I don't think they're emptying out today. I mean, if they thought the earnings would be bad, I figure this is a perfect day for Fisker to sell and land somewhere around 17 or 18. But it's holding its head above water right now. Yeah, that fat BBB, they're moving around. I know Neil was looking at that, so I don't comment too much on that because I haven't looked at it. But that's another mover here. We'll find some more for you.
Yeah, I mean, that fat B has been, had like 15, 20 halts. I don't know, maybe it's like 50. I have no idea how many number of halts it's been, up 140%. It cost $1.20 something to short it, so I didn't pay for that. It's now coming back into the downside. It feels like it's a little bit dead, but Tesla's not dead. The market is absolutely screaming into the upside here. Tesla just broke 12 hundo. Yeah, that just happened. So, I mean, Tesla absolutely off to the races on, I guess, technical break, the market going crazy. Hold on to your longs and hold on to your butts. The only thing that's weak, honestly, like outside of Zillow, maybe there is something else that is weak today, but Zillow is the only thing I can find that looks that bad. Everything that was at the lows bounced like Upstart.
I had a big one around Mace.
But is it still at the low of the day? It's
no, way back.
Everything else is bouncing.
I believe it's Brendo.
Just reading some comments from Fed Chair Powell, guys. He's not saying anything surprising anyone. Inflation running well above the 2% goal, if you haven't heard that. There's also bottlenecks in the supply chain, if you haven't heard that. Now you know. The market liking everything that Fed Chair Powell is saying. Hood, guys, one that there was news on Hood earlier about IPO access. We talked about SoFi stepping up their game on that end. Hood comes out with some new offerings on the IPO side, but finally broke that support, 36.5, I guess, 36.75 on the way back down for Robinhood.
We were chatting about that reversal because there was a reversal at Memes and Movers. I shorted it and then went long at 37. And I just got out when it reversed that move and I didn't get back in. And what I was sort of saying in the chat was on a Fed day when nothing's happening and it barcodes like this, instead of just sitting in a long if you think it's going to go, allow it to break back out, right? Like I'd rather pay an extra 25 cents to know that the momentum is going with me than have this happen. I mean, Zillow, what the? Okay, so yeah, anyways, Zillow's now at 63.50. I don't even know where it's going to go, man. Like it's just... It's insane. It's going to find a bottom. God knows wherever anybody knows where that could. Who knows where that could be?
God knows.
Cathie Wood. I was going to say Cathie Wood apparently certainly is picking some shares up. Although I want some clarity. We said that she picked them up yesterday. That could have been aftermarket. I'm very, very curious as to whether she's buying some more. Here's your daily chart. I mean, you had this like multi-level support at like 54, which led to a bit of a breakout here in this range at like 60, what's that, like 68? So maybe that's where it's going. 54 is a heck of a long ways away from here. So I don't think it's going to 64. I'm going to probably cover this at like 62.5 or maybe just hang on to it if it blows through that level. But Zillow, it was a good short because it had that rollover trade, the pop and fail break rollover. But then I got out at 70, didn't think it would break the pre-market low, and then it said hold my beer, apparently.
Yeah, it did. And no Uma, no cry, Neil, so don't worry.
Yeah, we were jamming to some Bob Marley before we came on.
Yes, sir.
Unintended.
We were, yeah. I don't know if we have, you could.
You can hit, you know what you
could
yes,
hit something like this, but I
was going to hit the other one.
But we were just jamming to the song.
Yeah.
So I was looking, I don't know, I think I lost some of that. Oh, we have, let's do this one because this is a jam, but this is not.
That's what I was going to hit.
What'd you do? Hit it?
I didn't do anything.
I'll hit it. I
didn't do anything.
Don't do anything. First of all, we'll do this right now to get some jams going on here. But we're going to talk a little bit about some trading. There we go. Okay. All right. So now let's go. AMD, man. Were we right or were we wrong on this one? We bought this early, man. We talked about it rate flat, right as it opened here today. We wanted AMD long. We were waiting for it to dip down into this 127, and it did. Right away, within a couple minutes, we got 90 cents on that play, and then we got $2 clean up to 129, and now you're breaking new all-time high. So the thing about this whole Jerome Powell thing, Jerome Powell's been a friend of the market since the jump.
Yep.
I remember he said something to Trump about rates. Trump took him out to dinner, and then the very next day, I only heard positive things regarding the market. You remember the stock market president? I don't know if you remember him, Mr. Donald Trump, loved everything about the markets, right? So he was definitely pushing for that kind of a move. But there it is, man. Nice little move to the upside here today on that name. There was one other name I wanted to show you. We've already talked about Tesla. Oh, yeah. How could I forget? You know, this is a name that I'm pretty proud of, guys. I mean, honestly, I've been talking, and those of you that have watched about this, like I'm pretty proud about the Zillow call as well. Yesterday, I know we've made bank for a lot of traders, and thank you for all the positive tweets on that one as well. We'll misstep sometimes, but hopefully not too often. But this has been a non-misstep. Like Ford, $19, guys. Like we've been pounding the pavement on this thing for a very, very long time. I did get out some yesterday at 18. There's no doubt about that. I'm still sitting in cash. We'll see what happens. But right now, Ford, guys, just continues. Like, look at this March, man, on the 20-minute. Unbelievable. Last couple days, up 15, 10, 20% for Ford. If you look at a daily chart, it's even better than that. But we already know that. So let's go over to something maybe we don't know. What's up, Brendo?
I swear there's no relation here whatsoever. But as you were saying that, Sean, about former President Trump, this cracked back down. So 65 down to 64 there on quite a large volume spike at that. So DWAC on the way down as well.
Total coincidence. I mean, look, it's about $1.50 move, which I guess isn't that big of a deal for that stock. Bitcoin moves up, but this was already going, and I'm just going to say, what in the absolute hell, Silvergate? 218. The stock is now gone absolutely ballistic at this particular point. Pretty much nothing can stop it. This is getting out of hand for this thing. And I just wish Coinbase would go to 400 because that's what's going to have to do.
It will.
No, I'm sure it will. And it's like, at the end of the day, like when you have exposure to like all point, like a lot of things crypto, like you can actually hold coins, you can hold equity, you can hold equity being like Silvergate or Mara on a different end, like or a mining, or it could be something like Square along those lines. And when you rotate from one to the other, it felt like Coinbase was a value and the stock was overpriced, and the stock is apparently still overpriced because it's going even higher. But Tesla, which we just saw break 1,200, what's going on with my daily chart? Why is it skewed like that? Anyways, it doesn't really matter. Tesla, which we just saw break 1,200, about to take out the high of the day, or attempting to take out the high of the day, 1205. There's no standing in front of this trend. Like, you're not going to see me short. The only thing I like right now is Zillow hanging on to it. And I'm going to try not to talk about Sundial because like some of the squeeze stocks were going, and then Sean said something about cannabis stocks moving, and then I saw Sundial was up and there was a resistance level, and I got into it, and it's not out of the money. It's actually in the money. It's just not going anywhere. So I'll be in this one until the end of the day. It's probably a Zillow type of day. This Fat B, if the price was a little bit cheaper, I would be definitely trading this to the short side. The volume is dying, so I'm not sure the long is going to be there, but it has been a mover before. If it can hold 18, there might be a chance that it can find a bid again, but you want volume to pick up. If volume's not with you here, you got to walk away.
Yes, sir. Okay, oh, shoot. Oh, darn it. I mean, I was really hoping that AMC would start to take off here. I haven't even looked at the downside. I just looked at my net starting to move a little bit southbound here. So, and again, it's a very positive day for us. We missed up on one stock. That was Bed Bath & Beyond. Thank you to trader formerly known as Jude Fernando there. She's made a killing on Zillow. So that was great. And thank you for watching, and thank you for believing and trusting in some of the calls there. And it was also, like you mentioned, man, front and center there on the sticky note today was Zillow. And we talked about if that 70 doesn't hold, man, she's going to have a problem today. But we went long 70 the first time and actually was able to make long 70, 50 or so, out 72.70. So we made about $2 or so there. We tried it again, made like 30 cents, and then it just dropped all the way to the downside. I cannot believe I don't have a nice little purple tick there. But there it is, man. We called Zillow yesterday at 88 for a short. So 88 down to 63. I mean, obviously I wouldn't have held for that long, but if you did, congratulations. JP Morgan flat today, only up 0.15. That's a little bit of a surprise. Tesla comes close, man. Oh, someone said that they lost their house because someone told them to go short Tesla. I think it's a joke, obviously, at 11:40 this morning. At 11, yeah, down here, must have been the low of the day. Can't blame us for that one because this price wasn't there. Where is 11:40?
11:40?
Must have been, or was it 11:70? I don't know, it doesn't matter.
11:40 is actually a good support level I was mentioning the other day.
Maybe that's what it was, but someone said they...
But it never broke. It didn't break.
Anyways, who cares? The point is that, you know, you have to have outs, especially on a stock like Tesla, but there it is. It came very close to making new all-time highs. Their all-time high is 1209.75. It hit 1208 and change, and look what it's doing right now, guys. El Barcodo right now. So if the market comes back down to the downside, you may get a 1200 break, and then watch out below for Tesla. I ain't shorting it, just want to bring it to everyone's attention. And if we don't throw to Brendan, we get in a lot of trouble.
Right.
So on that note, Brendan, what's up, bud?
Top of the volume list today, PTPI, Petros Pharmaceuticals. That was a deal with him and hers. We talked about that this morning. Just popping back up above 3 here, guys. So volume coming back in. Still up 84-85% for PTPI.
I was just about to talk about this stock. It was so weird.
Okay, just quickly here. Krishna. Hello. You're right, Krishna. Thank you so much. You got to say at Sean Katina, I know you have a little bit of a typo there. I did recommend T-Mobile yesterday. He bought at 115, sold at 124. So we'll go, that was a good idea. So we'll do that. And then we'll also rain down the money for you, Krishna, today. Congratulations, because honestly, man, that's a great call by you to trust again. And thank you so much for trusting some of these calls, guys, that we make. And there it is right there. I talked about the downside. The risk wasn't there to the downside. Thought TMUS had that chance to go. And we forgot to talk about this on the morning show, but another nice move there for TMUS. So you are welcome. I might have to start paying or charging paying, I'm paying for some of these calls, but they just got to work out. But I'm just more glad that you guys are taking them and making them. You know, you just got to sometimes look at a chart, think about where it may go, and take a shot. But sorry about that. But PTPI, good call. You and Brendan.
Well, Brendan just went over it. I was actually watching the exact same thing because it just volume spiked and broke through 3 even, took out VWAP, and then got back to this lower high that it had in the morning at 340, 344, let's call it, and then near the top here 380, lower high at 344. So I'm just kind of worked into it here in front of that. Some of those lower highs, 35 to 45 is the out. So I don't want to add too aggressively until it gets to those 30s on the chance that it rolls over. So Jude, it's Tesla that you were in short. So I actually just said I wasn't going to mess with it, but I don't know if this wick is real, but if it really did do this spike, break 1205, spiked up to 1208, and then immediately rejected, yeah, that's a pretty bearish, sort of failed break at a 1205 and a level like that, which does set you up to sort of get in there. You'd have some longs that are maybe trapped that are hoping the market goes to fresh highs, which it's kind of doing right now. And then if you get a roll back through 1200, you're all systems go for a pullback, and then you have an obvious out. Again, I'm not huge on Tesla. Like I said, I'm probably just going to sit in Zillow and look for some of these high flyers, which I think might be the jam for the short trade. And we'll see what happens in PTPI. It's got some volume behind it. That's why I'm a little more comfortable shorting it at these levels where it's at VWAP, so if it fails, I have a tighter stop. Whereas if it waits till it gets to the top, like a 380, that's close to $4. So I don't think there's going to be a good short off the high of the day where to get there. Probably a better chance at these levels. I'm staying away from Tesla, but best of luck there.
Come on, Cardano. I mean, what the hell is Cardano doing? Like 210? Come on, let's go. We're long Cardano, like sub 50 cents. I mean, I've been buying some more, but we need to get more, man, because it's not making that bull run. And yeah, so. All right, let's go, man. I mean, everybody, I am planning on this. Actually, me and Maggie developed a new committee today, the social committee. So we're going to be making some events. It's true. I suggested bowling. I think we could do bowling. That should be really fun. And then anyways, I do want to have a party. So you guys are coming.
I want to do the axe throwing.
Axe throwing is fine. Yeah. Okay. You may come to the meeting as well, and we'll talk about that. Okay. So what was that, Brendo?
Allowed to go to the shooting range if we go to a shooting range.
No, Rob's not invited, period. I can't trust that.
I don't trust that.
Okay, so does the NYSE train to go to Toronto? Why not? Who not? Take an Uber, be all good. Sean McKenna, or Sean, oh, that's an interesting way. Sean, that's a good way of spelling that. Done. Yeah, you guys are all there. Give us the word and I'm there. All right, good. So we are going to plan on doing something there where we can all get together, have a few drinks, and have some fun. I think that'd be really, really cool. We do that. We had a nice Halloween party. That's kind of what stemmed all of that. But North Carolina, is that North Carolina you want to go to, Kev Lane?
Where?
NorCal. Oh, North Cali, sorry. I was going to say, get some PD Pablo. You guys know PD Pablo? Like, North Carolina. Let's go. Stand up, take your shirt off, twist it around like a helicopter. I mean, if you guys don't know that song, then whatever. Sold my ADA at $3 for SOL. Amazing. Great call on that one. I wish I did that same play. I mean, Solano's been crazy. Okay, AMC. Actually, my wife told me yesterday, get some Polygon. So I did. All right, so down here, 39 and change. Let's find some ways to get out of AMC here. I don't want to. I'm not getting out, so forget about it. Who cares? Let's just hold this till the end of the day. We're having such a great day today. If it breaks back down through 39, we're going to get out of AMC. Let's see if we can't ride this one higher, guys.
Speaking of AMC, GameStop, it's still on these lows, but it just it just attempted to make a move and pull back into some support at 214. I think if it breaks that, it's going to run into some trouble. PTPI. Yeah, there you go. PTPI, this will load the first time. There you go. It actually got to that 350. So like I said, I wanted to work in this cluster and then wait for it to test that higher low to take more shares. We'll stop at 350. It does that. So now I'm sitting here at about 332, risking about 20 cents. And then we'll see if we can't get half out around VWAP and then hold the rest for a 3 break. Brendo?
This iRhythm Technologies, guys, one we talked about this morning, just popping back up here at day high. So yeah, IRTC 55% still. It's a $120 stock, FYI. They updated some Medicaid repayment or reimbursement rates this morning, along with updating their current quarter expectations. So a couple of positive notes there for IRTC.
So I'm just in a mood right now. Like Sean McKenna, like this is unbelievable. See you guys at Crystal Bowl in Brampton Mall. Like,
I played ball with the dude whose family owned that one.
Okay, so I was in a 5-pin bowling league as a child there, and I actually held the record at Crystal. This is amazing, at Crystal Bowl in Brampton.
We used to
my
go there.
name was on the board.
That place is legendary in Brampton. by the way.
How does this guy? Wow, small world.
Were you there when?
Shout out to Sean.
Well, I shouldn't.
McKenna,
I
man.
can't
That
tell
was
that story.
unbelievable call there, Crystal Bowl.
Love Crystal Bowl.
Bringing me back. I mean, that bowling's the best. That's an old gangster mall that didn't even have like a roof, and the Crystal Bowl was in the middle. Wow.
There was a bar. I forget the name of it, but like it was one of those bars like you just didn't walk in, you would just never go. That we used to go to all the time.
Wow, Sean McKenna.
But wow, that's a great look, man.
Heart Lake, born and raised.
And
What up,
shout
Heart Lake?
out to my good friend Adam Makavicius, who used to play ball, and his parents owned that place. It was the Jam, so he used to get hookups all the time. Loved it. Loved
Yeah,
it.
Crystal Bowl. And a shout out to Heart Lake. Yo, what's up, Bovard? Killing it over there. So yeah, great job. Brampton, Little India of Toronto. I mean, that ain't wrong. Anyways, we have 4 of us from Brampton here. Trader Prad, Neil, myself, and
You went to
status quo over there.
Yeah, I went to Mayfield.
Is in Brampton as well. So shout out to that. But let's go. Let's start trading. And of course, that's Brendan. We're just joking. I don't know if you saw his
all
Halloween costume there. That's why we call that.
It was a great costume.
It was a fantastic costume. I mean, there's no better. There's no
Tesla did go.
All right. So did it just break the high? Let's
No,
go.
actually it turned around. So I know, Jude, you said you might have got out of that one, but it makes the turnaround here on Tesla, pulls back. So like, it's one of those setups. Again, like I didn't bother taking it. I'm going to stick with the ones that we have here. But the setup isn't bad. Like it was that failed break. I wasn't watching it to observe how that looked, but that's your classic failed break, and then the consolidation can't hold up. Breaks down. I mean, you're probably taking some out in this range, and then you're taking some out in front of 1185. Got to get used to the fact that it's 1200 we're talking about now, and not 1,000. So Tesla, not a bad little short, but it's not an easy trade going up against this behemoth at the end of the day with the market screaming through the high. So I don't blame anybody for covering that one.
Yo, shout out Georgetown is in the building. I got to give a big shout out to Acton. I got to give a big shout out to Rockwood. I mean, we're gonna pull out everything right here. So shout out to everybody. What's up, Buffalo? Yeah, Neil and I used to share in season tickets for the Bills game as well. That was a fantastic experience for us there. What's up, Polka Dot as well. I already own Polka Dot if you're talking to me, Justin Bond. Anyways, let's just go. Let's just keep on making
Polka Dot's an older one, man.
Yeah, Polka Dot was listed.
That's not unknown, Polka Dot. Come on.
No, I don't know. He's just trying to throw some shade at Polka Dot there, maybe. I don't know. But I think he likes Polka Dot, which is why he's brought it up.
That's true.
Shout out to you with that. Okay, Macy's. So we're still short Macy's right now. We killed this one today. I mean, we tried to go short early, and it didn't work. And then we were like, okay, it's kind of... So I get involved in Macy's, very similar to how I would have traded, and sort of how Neil traded Car yesterday, where you make one last stab there. We don't have a high tick out, but we're still able to make it back as it falls back into the bottom here. I mean, that was a dramatic move. Should have got some out there at 29 and change, but now we're starting to fade back in. We're going to put a bid on Macy's here around 30 or so. It's a big trade for me. I mean, this is $1 in the money as we speak right now for Macy's. So we should have cleared it out here. But again, this was a level that, I don't know, it was holding. Thought it was going to break. When it didn't, I didn't want to get out, and I'm not going to get out right here either. So now this is getting close to a spot. Let's put a bid around 30, get this out if we're able to. Remember, Neil and I are flat at the end of every single day. So
ideally.
Ideally, hopefully. Well, no, we are pretty much. I mean,
we are.
Yeah, we are. So we are flat at the end of every day, so we can't hold anything overnight. I think Macy's probably could fall tomorrow, but again, with Sir Jerome Powell laying down the law right now, this market could run for a bit, guys. November's going to be a monster. Oh, and who knows? Okay, I'll leave this for you guys, but what was my call of 2021? Put it in the chat, and you will win a shout-out. First person to put that in there gets a shout-out for my call of 2021 on a stock. So first person in there gets a shout-out. Let's go. Brendan, quickly?
No.
No?
Did I hear Brendan? Apparently not.
Sure, we can. Bed Bath & Beyond, guys, just had an alert there once again. We're back to day lows here for Bed Bath & Beyond. So not all the way back, but more than half back after that impressive move that we saw after market yesterday for BBBY.
So there is something else that's at the low of the day, and it's Bed Bath & Beyond. So that and Zillow are both, actually Zillow's not at the low. Zillow's actually 80 cents off the low. It bounced back a little bit. So I could have taken it off at 63, but there's a part of me that just wants to hold on to it till the close as long as it's still trending to the downside. I want to make sure I can hang on to that. I think it gets more room. PTPI, got the first little cutout, but that's just only a quarter. I think you can go a little further than that, at least a VWAP, but give me a break. Let's see what can happen. So hanging on to both these. Tesla just came back to that upside a little bit. If you're watching that that fat or whatever the hell, what's it called? AB, whatever. What's the name of this stock?
Fat Boys.
It's Fat BB, not Fat B, not fat. It's Fat BB is the one that you want to trade. It's double B that's actually moving. It's not really doing a heck of a lot. But the IPO of the day, Bird, is actually getting another bid here. So Bird catching a bid, bouncing off VWAP here, heading towards this potential break at 29 even. I don't know, like the even dollar break could be in store for the end of the day. As I kind of joked around about, I literally owned a pair of these shoes. I didn't even know I owned a pair of these shoes, and they are really, really comfortable.
There you go. You learn something every day.
Although when I looked online at how much they cost, I was like, really? My wife paid this much for these, and they're great shoes. Don't get me wrong, but I just feel like they're a little expensive.
Yeah. Oh, you said they were bill 50 or something for that.
It's like 135. They're so comfortable.
I got on these Air Force
but
Ones.
they feel like they're like $50. If you pick you're like, that's a $50 shoe.
But it's all about comfort.
Sure.
So what up, Brock? You win. Brock, I had it up here, and I missed it there. SMH, where was it? It's SMH is the win. But where are you, Brock? You're on here somewhere, so I got to give you a shout out. There it is, Brock Miller, the first one with it. Look, all these are great, man. PayPal was the call of 2020, so that was really close, Ferris. You almost had that. SPG was one of the largest stocks I bought during the dip in March of 2020 as well. Mr. Softy is my favorite symbol next to Ford. Ford and Softy, these are all great calls there. So thank you guys. But I got to shout out Brock Miller as you have that one on board. Not Von Miller, Brock Miller, of course. And look, to take credit for it is what it is. It's a good call. But I didn't really know there'd be a semiconductor shortage. But, sometimes you get lucky on that one. And then there you go. So I piled into this thing in the new year as well. I can't make the call and not take the trade, right? That's part of what you got to do. So 215 there, all the way up to 282, new all-time highs for SMH. So that's turning out to be a good one for me as we taking out new all-time highs. And then again, those of you that know how much we've been loving AMD for a while, my average price on that is 60 something, and that's at 130 today. So that's been an absolutely great call. And there's been so many amazing. We could talk about a lot of stocks. If you're basically long technology or even the market, how fantastic has that been this year? The NASDAQ now up 38% or something, not 38, 28% for the year. So an absolutely fantastic run, and let alone Upstart, let alone
Upstart is absurd.
Let alone all of these. So it's not like these are been rocket calls, but Upstart, yeah, we can talk about Upstart. Well, I also like Coinbase moving forward.
The only thing because remember we were talking about Upstart a couple of weeks ago, and it was like, when is this going to pull back? So its latest retracement, if you're into that sort of thing, was almost 25% exactly, and bouncing off of 300. It never seems to get close to the 50 period, but close enough, and it's sort of rebounding from another leg down here. And on the theory that after a little Fed day, we have some positive activity, it seems like not a bad place for Upstart. If you're willing to buy dips on this bad boy, I sort of wanted this thing at like 250 or 260, so I'm going to be a little more patient with it. But hey, there have been some dips in the most ridiculous high-flying names, and Upstart, I know a lot of people have looked at that, and it's like, how do you get on board of that freight train or ship or whatever you want to call it? Zillow, I can say all I want that it's like hang on to it till the end of the day. But that's it bouncing off 63. This is a higher low at 63.5. I don't want to necessarily have this thing come all the way back up to 65. So I'll see how it trades at 64.5 and then make a judgment call there. If it holds enough of a bid, I'll probably just cover it. Half an hour to go, so there's still plenty of time, at least I think, for this to come back into the downside. But at some point, this thing had to catch at least a tiny little bit of a bid. Like Kathy Wood's got to buy it somewhere, right?
Yeah, you're right. Trader formerly known as Drew Fernando. I orchestrated the chip shortage, 100%. Yep, that's exactly what I did on that one. And that now you're seeing what's happening to it, right? So good call there. And shout out to Daryl. I know you've been here from time, right? One of our first guest traders, or one of the ones that we remember for sure. Very memorable. So thank you, Daryl, for that call. And he also remembers J.P. Morgan was another name that we loaded. It was basically these are the names I loaded up on: SPG, J.P. Morgan, Disney, Square. And some obviously some AMD and all that kind of stuff near the bottom. I didn't buy a whole hell of a lot. Oh, I got Tesla 330 pre-split, so that's been a good one as well. But a lot of you have these stories, so just congratulations to anybody long. But we are a trading show, so I don't mind talking about the long-term portfolios. You guys have asked to do that a little bit more, but Brendan has something now.
I keep seeing this Weatherford International flying by, and wow, there was a forever buyer, I guess, all midday long. And then that happened. So 31 up to 33 here, guys, on volume for WFRD. It's an oil services company.
So there was a question in there asking, is the Fed slowing of the buying bonds going to be is it going to affect the market? Like everything is about expectations for basically, I don't want to say the longest time, but for a while now, the expectation has been that they would taper by 15 million coming off that 120 a month, and that'll take 8 months for it to do if they do 15 million less every single month. So that was the expectation for a while. It was a question whether they started in November or in December. So they decided to start right away. I didn't think it necessarily matters that much. To me, they'll raise rates when they start raising rates, but the notion behind it is that they're not going to raise rates until the tapering is done. So at the absolute earliest, you count 8 months from now, and then you could say that's the earliest that they could do any kind of rate hike. And even then, if you look at their dot plot and what they've been saying, it might even be later than that. So I think the fact that they didn't, what's crazy to me is like, it shouldn't have made too much of a difference, but at the same time, you know how these markets tend to overreact, and who knows? I just kind of feel like there was no chance that you were going to get any kind of a surprise, and if there was a downward surprise off this, it seemed like it should have been bought, and it didn't even happen. I have no clue as to why. Like, to me, Bitcoin should have gone up like right away and then nothing else. It ended up dipping first, which was very confusing, and then made a bit of rebound. The move in treasuries was late as well. It was delayed by 5 minutes, and then it actually flushed. So anyways, a lot of things were very strange about it, but everything sort of settled itself out heading to the upside. That PTPI is again down at VWAP. So I'm on the bid at 315 here. It's a 330-ish average short that we have. I'll take some out there, then some in front of 3 even. Looks like it's still heading into the downside for now. That Tesla, maybe good to sit out of the short because it's back at 1200. That dip didn't last very long.
Back at 12. I honestly, man, I mean, until something changes with Tesla, I don't want to short that thing, period there. What's up, Dev? How am I managing my Nike position? I'm not. Should I be? What is Nike doing? It should be going up today, right? NKE. Whoa, yeah, hello, 172. Hello. All right, well, this is a good return for us on NKE. I was going to talk about Bed Bath & Beyond. We'll do that. Yeah, I know you're loaded up, Gold Man. Don't worry. 145. I mean, we bought Nike right here. This is like, how long ago was this? This was October 4th, and Nike's all the way back up. Money. Yeah, we made the mistake. We didn't get out of our Nucor. So I bought Nucor at 95. I ripped to 115. I know, Austin, if you're watching, congratulations. I know that you got in and out of that one as well. I didn't get out, though, so I'm in Nucor. But Nike, let me check how much. I mean, let me see what I have on this. But yeah, I think I need to take some out right here. But I mean, they're obviously, I mean, since we bought, there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red days in 20 trading days or more, roughly. So that's a great move upside for Nike today. I was not expecting that. So thank you, Dev. You just made my day a little bit there on that one. So yeah, good call there for Nike. I may try to pair some off. I always try to do that. Like if we get back to highs, it's just like AMD. Like I got some out at 119. You know, at that time, it was the high. Just like Ford, I got some out yesterday at 18. You got to raise capital because, hey, if you stay here, watch our show, there's going to be so many ideas, hopefully, that just not only we're going to be throwing at you, but also our audience has lots of great ideas as well. Like shout out to Jacqueline Cobb for Upstart as well. I mean, there's been a lot of good names. Thank you. I mean, again, thank you so much. I'm going to throw to Brendan in a second. Krishna, thank you. I saw you became a member today as well. So shout out to you. And you're welcome for the T-Mobile call, man. I mean, just thank you for watching and thank you for taking it. And thank you for believing in what I say sometimes. Brendan, what's up?
A couple people still talking about this Big Five, guys. BGFV having quite the day here, 11.8% earnings after market yesterday. They missed, it looks like, by quite some margin. So it was down significantly. The bigger story, though, the end of the month, 24.18% short for BGFV. It actually says it's higher than that now in real time. So a couple things to consider for Big Five, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to talk about for a quick second here PayPal, just because it's, again, you know, it's under some pressure. You are seeing a lot of things rally. It's off the bottom, by the way, by about like $3 here, but it got very, very close to, if not almost touching its recent support, that 220 area, which seems like the best place to pick up a buy on this thing, because it's multiple areas of support. Even if it breaks, I mean, I think you got that 180, which is pretty much exactly 20%. In terms of a level from the downside, like that 180 to 225. I kind of like that sort of symmetry. So again, from there to, I know Prad's shouting out Tesla, but I looked up and it wasn't really doing a heck of a lot. So
nice one, Prad. bad.
No, it's still at that 1200. Like kind of, he made me look, so I got a little bit distracted there. Why is that still PayPal
Wow,
if I just
Brad.
hit BG? There we go. That big 5, again, it's making lower highs, so I don't love the trade there. But QuantumScape, if you're looking for something with a setup like this, QS, which is on the New York it's too simple, whatever. If it's tech, I always think it's like NASDAQ. There we go. QuantumScape, just a little bit tighter of a double top that you have. It's pulling back. If there's a type of name that can make a late run that has a type of momentum to it, QS is more along those lines. So the only thing that's not great about it is it's an 85 break instead of evens. But given how big the range is, I don't think it's that bad of a look to take a top end break on QuantumScape. It's just I hate those if it's too late in the day. But you still got 25 minutes or so. For a lot of you guys looking at it, this is what it looks like on the daily chart. It's already in the midst of a breakout. On the 15, you can see it's like it was a break, consolidation, break, support at previous resistance, top break, like everything you want to see out of momentum to the upside. So just on a chart base, 85 break, 32 even break, either one of those. Although, at the end of the day, you got to pick and choose the timing of it because we have to be flat, and I want there to be time for it to go. I'm going to just punch out of this sundial at some point, but it's not out of the money, so I cannot believe I got tricked into trading that stock today.
I think I found the person, and it's going to be you, Jude, who basically, I guess, and it's good because I like to have people that are going to check and verify, right? And I think that that's super, super important. So Jude, again, talking about off my tweet that I put out when I bought Teladoc at 136. So off my tweet right there, she talks about it right there, 136. This is why I tweet them. So it's like holding myself responsible for some of the calls that I'm making. And there's Teladoc. We talked about that at 136 right here. Now you're up to 154. So I'm not getting out of this one at all. But the Nike one is interesting to me. I believe that we should probably get some out there, and I should get out some Ford as well. But Ford, again, I stamped on Ford a $18 to $20 price target on Ford, and we're basically there. I don't know, a big move. Our last buy was here on this break, 1330, and then straight to the upside. We haven't been too wrong there. But look at Ford, dude, up. Like all these green candles are so much bigger than the red candles, which gets me a little bit nervous here. They're getting a Rivian bump, right? So we already know all about this name. So we'll see. I want to hold Ford. Yeah, you know what? Let's actually knock it out because Rivian is going to come out at a higher expectation market cap than right now, which is right now is unbelievable, 60 billion or so they're trying to get. So let's wait for next week. I don't know if we have a date on Rivian next week there, Brendo, but I'm pretty sure they're talking next week there. So yeah, people asking about PaySafe. So again, I've been talking about PaySafe. My average price on this one's 11 and change, I think. So this has not been a good one. We were in this one since BFT, right? Since it was a SPAC. PaySafe's just been getting beat down, and we're waiting. I'm still waiting for that November 9th, 10th, 11th, whatever day it was, for it to come out. And when it does, we'll make a judgment call on that day. So I don't know what's going on with PaySafe. It never gets any love. There's no love on it on social media, nothing like that. The reason why I like Clover right here, and I'm long at 7 and change on Clover, is because I often do see them on Swaggy stocks, or I know Chamath has sent out some tweets about this as well, and I do know that there is some love for Clover out there. We've seen Clover do this. We've seen Clover do that. So that's why I like this name, and we're all the way down at the bottom. So this is why you get dry powder for new names, and I think Clover could be one of those, but we'll wait to see where it goes right now. So Macy's, I got to get out. We're $1 in the money. It didn't give us these bids that we wanted to. So let's try to get out here around 50. Imbalances coming out in 12 minutes. Those are the market on close imbalances. So Macy's could be affected by that, although I do expect a negative imbalance. Let's just bid it out, man. That was our best out. We gave up about 50 cents on the downside there by not taking that. So let's wait for Macy's. I'm still going to put a bid around here, 40. So if we can get, I was going to wait for 25s, but now we'll wait for 45. So if we get 45s on Macy's, we're going to be gone. I'm going to put that in right now. $1 right now in the money on AMC. So we're going to wait for that to keep popping up. I think that can go more.
So that bird put in that battle in this 29-ish breakout, pulled back a little bit, retook the level, took out this 2950 refresher level thingy that it had here. I grabbed 60s to the upside, just to see if I can play the momentum. If QS isn't going to go, I should double check to make sure it's actually not going. If QS isn't going to go, bird the IPO of the day, certainly has an opportunity to do so here. There's no obvious levels other than the round numbers and what you see on the first day. So, I'm not going to sit here and overanalyze it. Just play with the momentum here. I didn't really have a bid that I would have liked other than VWAP. Probably should have picked it up at that point. I did try 29 on the way down. That's one of the reasons I do like this price area, because I got in front of it. It broke. and then it actually got a bit of a bounce, right? So it actually ended up holding around this level after a fake out. That's why I wanted to see on the upside to try to fake out and come back in, as opposed to just jumping in first time through. So I want to see if I can't hold this. I mean, I don't want to give it past 28.5, but I want to see if I can't hold it a little bit closer to the close, just to see it break potentially 30, and then if it can get anywhere near those highs, that'd be good enough. Was that Brendan?
I believe so.
I just saw Roku fly by here, guys. I'll show you why. Big sell volume came in there as we headed up through 313. Roku still hanging out between 310, 320. Earnings after market tonight, so it tried to get back to positive there, but failed. Coming back down for Roku.
So someone there asking, what do we do on weekends? So I just said, just follow me on Insta, and you can see some of this. We go to the zoo. We do things like this. We ride on tractors. We go golfing with my dad and my brother. We do various things like that. And then we also wear ridiculous hot dog costumes on Halloween as well. So follow me there on Instagram, and there's some fun reels and things like that that go up on there as well. So hopefully, if you do have an Insta, follow there for sure. Okay, Macy's Fisker coming through. Let's look at AMC quickly here. It's starting to bounce back up. I told you that we weren't going to get out right there. We didn't. We should have reloaded, got into some more short. But again, we don't do that either. So right now, we're going to wait to see where it goes from here. I still like AMC. I still think we retest these highs, $40.60. I think that's a reasonable out for us if we can get that. So we're going to offer this right now. We have 20 minutes, and then we got to flash out of here, right? So we got to get out after or before the market closes, or take that closing print, negotiate that. So up to $40.60. If we can get that, man, that's $1.60 again for us today on AMC. We've already taken $2 on AMD. We've taken multiple dollars on Macy's if you add them all up. And then Zillow was a good trade for us as well. We took $3 on the long, believe it or not, on that one. So that's a little strange. But so far, so good here, guys. Let's just keep the momentum going. AMC, $40.60 or so is an out. Let's call it 40.50.
And just coming back over to this, I'm going to have to give up the ghost on Zillow. It doesn't seem like it wants to continue to fall any further. It got to this 63.50. That's now a higher low, so it's cresting back up for a potential break. So if I can grab 64, it's a relatively clean move that it's put in from 65, right into 63. But with only 20 minutes to go, I'll stick with Bird. There's still enough time that maybe QuantumScape, it might be able to make a move. Bird's still consolidating here. It just rejected that high again. I'm talking about QS. So I'd like for this to be able to, New York, I'd like for this to be able to go, but it just got right up to 82s, pulled back in. If it can take out this high, put in a higher low, the momentum looks really good for a potential break. It's already up 9%. It's a strong name, but we are running out of time for this to happen. Worth noting, as this has been going on, this is what the market's doing. We're still actually at the highs, almost 1% to the upside. That's why I don't mind these breakout trades, right? It's something like this that, if you don't make money and you're reacting to the upside today, that's definitely a good thing. And QuantumScape ain't making any money. So obviously some of those higher valuation type stocks are, what valuation do they have? Some of those more expensive stocks, because they don't have any earnings, are getting a bit of a bump when the market rises like this. So I'd love to see QuantumScape break, but at some point I have to cancel this order if it's not going to go.
Guys, we are just right now, what kind of a day are we even having here? What kind of a year? If you've been watching us all year, hopefully you're able to bank a little bit with us here, because here comes AMC. I mean, we just put this call out at 40.50, and now it's just ripped to 40.40 right there. So we're a dime away from getting out on this monster, as it just making moves now to the upside. We talked about even getting more here, but we didn't want to. We should have. Nice move up to 40. What is that? 40.40. Maybe that's good enough, man. I mean, I'm waiting at 40.50 for $1.40 or $1.50 winner, but we don't need to do that. We could just sit right here and take this out, but we'll wait one more second here to see if we test this consolidation area. But a nice little run up there from this bottom there. So yeah, so far, so there it is. There it is. So hot dogs everywhere there. There goes AMC, just ripped up just as we were talking about it, right into that area. So there it is, and again, we love all these other shows that are out there, right? Because we're trying to build a good ecosystem and really the more that you guys support us and other shows and blah, 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 the better it is. But I dare anybody to try to find, a community like what we have with you guys there. I give it all to you on the chat. And then honestly, like real trades that I'm actually putting on. Like these are real trades that we have on board here. We show our ins, we show our outs. We just don't go, oh, we just made 50 grand in the pre-market on some random stock that nobody's ever heard of. I mean, that's great. You can do that, and there's a lot of money to be made there. And that's what I mean about building the environment, right? Let's build it together. There's lots of different strategies, but I believe that if you're looking for trading, you're looking for education, and hopefully you're looking to have some fun, then I believe you found the right place. So what's up with that?
I really want this QS to go. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm going to give up in maybe like a few minutes or so. It just feels like this is not going to happen for us here today. Like QS, it's great. The setup looks fine, but there's only so much time here. And Bird, like I said, it's 28.50, or I'm holding it into as long into the close as I possibly can. Was that Brendan again?
It always is.
Hi. Mr. Powell has left the platform, guys, and the market continues at day highs. OMI, 22% at day highs. Just broke 45 there when we were talking about a little bit this morning, gapping up on positivity. But volume right at day highs there for OMI.
All right. Yeah, thanks, guys. I mean, I know that you guys, thanks just for everyone agreeing. I mean, that's really what makes it, the world go round, is that, we're able to share everything and ideas and so on and so forth. So, all right. So that AMC was a good out. We'll see if it just continues to make a move to the upside right now on AMC. We'll see if it can go. Yeah, $40.60 still there. Fisker trying to make that move. So, I mean, on Fisker earnings, damn, like I own the stock. It's getting very close to where I think we could go. So now, the thing about Lucid was, so Lucid came out and they said they're on track for deliveries, and we saw, I don't have to tell you, I will tell you anyways, what Lucid stock did on that day, right? When they started to bump up there based on their deliveries. You saw a great number there, came out this day, they're on track, boom, right up to $40. Short squeeze and so on and so forth. Maybe, Brendan, if we could get the short interest, that'd be fantastic on Fisker. I don't think it's anywhere near what Lucid's was, which was, I think, in the teens at that time. So Fisker's enjoyed a nice ride up. They've already said that they should be in line to get the Ocean ready by 2022. So we're right there right now. So I'm waiting to see what they say about that. If it's on track or early, remember they're doing the Pope Mobile as well. If they're on track or early, then I mean, Fisker could retest up here, man, like 24, 25, 26, 27. But all of these semis and all this worry about automakers, it does bother me a little bit. So I'm worried that they may say something negative about their production schedule. And in which case that happens, we've already seen Lucid pull back in a little bit here. We could test 50 period again. So for Fisker earnings, I think the risk is to the downside in case they say something negatively, but I believe that Fisker does report better than expected. They report higher, and tomorrow we take out 21. So let's wait to see on Fisker. I don't have as much confidence in this even as I did in TMUS or in Zillow.
Before we go to Brendan, guys, there was a 30 seller that, like, I can't stare in the face of someone selling hundreds of thousands of shares and not take some out. So as much as this was like a dollar risk, dollar move, when it refreshed like the 6th time, I decided to take some out at that 30 level. It should have been 1-to-1, but you can't ignore something like that when you see it over and over again. The rest I do intend on holding for like a 31, but that's a crazy. Look what just happened. Like, it just broke through legit 30 to 35, and someone marketed it. So what I guess is that person gave it up, had way more shares to sell, and then just dumped them on a market order the second it broke that 30, because everyone's holding for even more. And that, to me, means just get the heck out. So it's still going to end up being a winning trade. And I was just saying to Jude, it's like the plan is the plan, but it takes something really extreme to adjust that plan. And maybe I'm wrong about that, but I'm telling you, what I see is someone selling a boatload. They're like, it's going to break, I can get a better price. They were selling. The second it broke, they marketed the rest of their shares, and that's what you saw there. So on the off chance someone's not done, I will just walk away from Bird and trade it tomorrow. Brendo?
I can't believe no one's made any Family Guy jokes yet about that stock. Fisker, guys, you were talking about the short interest on Fisker. So there's two things. That I threw in the chat there, 15%. That was actually the end of October. This number over here is much higher, 28, according to Icon right now on Fisker, guys.
No. 28% on Fisker? That's got to be new.
All right.
That doesn't make any sense. It's that high.
Yeah, well, hey. get ready to get run over shorts. Let's put it that way. So
I would have guessed like 9 or 10.
Yeah, well, people don't learn their lesson, but we'll see what happens here today. If you're short Fisker, I don't have a problem with that call because we are up. Quite nicely. It's five or six straight days, man. Just bounced off that 50 period straight up into some resistance up here. So no, I'm not buying a car or buying a stock based on the Pope Mobile. I was just saying that that's going to get them a bump at some point when that becomes out there, and that's all. It's marketing. They only do it for that reason, so that's why I bring it up. But again, if they're on track, and now that we know that, Brendan, wow, that's real spicy on that short interest, so I'm really happy with that. Only a minute left to go. Check back on our AMC. I don't think, so still where we got out, still looks like a good call. We'll wait for the imbalances to come out soon. Macy's, we're bidding, 1 minute chart here. Yeah, where's my bid on Macy's? It's right in here. It's at 46 or something like that. 46 exactly, and that's the only thing we have. And then we're waiting to see Fisker. I was hoping we'd get back up to the highs. It doesn't look like it wants to do that. Fading out here. We'll wait for those earnings coming after market, but we only have now 10 seconds before we go. Yeah, of course Brendan watches Family Guy. Come on, man. Bird is the word, man. Peter Griffin. Griffin or Griffith? I think it's...
No, it's Griffin. It's Griffin.
Griffin, yeah, okay. Great one. Stewie, obviously. There's so many great characters there on Family Guy. Okay, so now the imbalances are out, so we can stop delaying that. Let's show them to you guys right now.
Was Tesla a buy or something?
What the heck is TRAQ? Pfizer's a big buy. NASDAQ. Oh, there's Apple. We'll put this over here so we can see what it's doing to the stock. So right now, Apple... Hello. Apple's a sell, by the way. So, there it is. Yeah, tick down. Okay, so we'll zoom in a little bit more. I missed that one. So there's Apple off to the races on the 1 minute chart. This is really a 1 minute chart for Apple? Okay, missed that one talking about bowling.
Is that a SPAC?
Pfizer, Apple, what, the TRAQ?
Yeah.
These are warrants there, so I don't know, or units. I don't know. I guess it's not warrants. Apple, SLB. I don't see that much on here. Some people probably interested in Dell a little bit here today. That's going to be a sell as well into the close. Microsoft. So yeah, look, there's Dell. Look at this sell. Look what happens. 55.08 down to 54.86. So that's like what can happen here on the imbalances, right? Microsoft, probably a nice little downside move as well coming into. Remember, it's Fed day, right? So there it is. Look at this. So our chart has to fill out. It'll do that, trust me. 334.80. So a nice little 30 or 40 cent move down there. Ooh, Grub is pretty thin. No, sorry, I was thinking about DoorDash. Grubhub, so that's fine. It's only a $14 stock right now, and that's about it. So I don't really see anything else that really interests us. And no, I don't see Tesla on here.
Tesla, I only say it because Tesla broke back to highs, but the market just did. Bird broke back to the upside. Good thing we covered the Zillow because that also broke at 350. Just about everything I'm looking at here broke out at 350. Except for like the one thing I'm like, yeah, maybe this will make a break today. No, it hasn't gone. So QuantumScape, maybe it'll have a look at this 32 tomorrow. We'll have to go and see. You can never predict exactly what's going to happen when you like a level. It's got to breach that before it's a go for me. Bird should be interesting in tomorrow's price action. Interesting note, like that. It doesn't really matter, but that TRAQ that you mentioned, that is a SPAC.
Okay.
That is, trust me, don't waste your time. It's not going to move. Look at this. This is it today. That's true barcoding. We talk about barcoding because the stock that was moving stopped moving. That's the real barcoding, a 4-cent range on the entire day. Yeah. So that imbalance isn't going to do anything to this stock.
Okay, yeah. So we won't even look at that. Why am I still on Grub? Okay, so Fisker, probably need to take this out at some point here now. I'd like to hold it for the earnings. Maybe I will. Let's see what happens. Okay, so Fisker's right there, and then Macy's getting near our bottom that we're looking for right now. We were looking for 45. Pretty happy with taking this out right now if we have to, which it looks like we will. Not moving. Let's just take this bid, man, and put that buck in our pocket and get ready to finish it up. I'm not seeing too much else moving right now. Nike's got me thinking, so I may exit some of that Nike position after market today. Uber's up 6.5%. That Bird is up 100%. Who cares? Neil just talked about that. OCGN on a nice move down today. It looks like down 13% or so, depending on when we look at it. Down 17% right now. OCGN just continues to crack lower and lower. They did get that WHO, I forget what their drug is called, but on the COVID there, they got some kind of an approval there to Covaxin.
That sounds right.
It does sound right, yeah. So Covaxin there, we'll see that coming through today. But Apple right back upside there. It tricked us to think about it was going down right there. But now Apple, actually it's just bouncing around right here. So Apple's trying to make, again, back to, this is where I initially sold my trade, 152. I didn't buy any back in. What was I thinking on that one? But right now, Apple coming back in. I'm going to exit these trades, Fiskers and Macy's.
Yeah, and a few ones from this morning that I don't know if we touch back on this one, but C3 AI pressing towards $50. So it might get there in the next 5 minutes or so, but kind of like QuantumScape, like a big runner here today, like one of the bigger ones, you'll see up 9% and making a shot at this 50. That seems like a huge move. On the daily chart, not even a blip for C3 AI. This is still technically in a bit of a consolidation and trying to break back out. Remember, this is like almost a $200 stock. A 55 would be a monster break for this, another 10% up from here. But it's just, like, again, there's a lot of names like this. They've been barcoding, ready to catch a bit of a bid. There are a few earnings, I mean, like 1 or 2 earnings after the bell and before the market tomorrow. Just a couple, Brendan?
Not many.
The idea of this exercise is to educate, obviously. Pick out the ones you like and concentrate on those, I guess, guys. That's coming up tonight and tomorrow morning.
Jeez. I feel like we should tweet that out. Valeria, if you are around, which I know you are, let's tweet that out. I think that's pretty cool. I think we should be tweeting these out every day, to be honest with you. And if not, send it to me. I'll tweet it out. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, it just looks great. GoDaddy at the top. What's up to GoDaddy? You know what's interesting that we didn't talk about? So we've seen Fastly and how important they are. They're at the top there because we saw some websites go down earlier, a couple months ago, and Fastly stock got hit, then rebounded. Also, Etsy right beside them, I think, is also another interesting name, as Etsy and Shopify for me are two big names that I don't own that I really, really wish I did. So
I prefer Shopify. Candidly speaking, I own Shopify. It's like it's the only good Canadian. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's one of the best Canadian stocks to own. I shouldn't have said only. There's other stocks you can own in Canada.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I own a couple good ones as well. But we'll see. So that was a very interesting.
That's the 8% short float.
That was a very, very interesting board there. So yeah, let's just keep on going on some of those. Someone asked about Skills earnings before, and they did give a super chat. So we don't want to ignore those super chats. I do remember it. I think it was like 50 minutes ago, so I don't know how I remembered it, but I saw Skills on there. And again, I know they're getting into some gambling, some online stuff there. I don't know much about the business, so I'm not going to sit here and try to talk more macro, but if we just look here at a chart, it's off the bottoms here. You're above the 50 period. I like when stocks are near or above their 50 period moving average, especially coming into earnings. It looks like the volume has kind of been pretty consistent here in the last couple of days. A lot of green days here as well. So Skills maybe off the bottom now. I really don't know what to expect here, so I have to apologize. Thank you for the super chat. I didn't do enough work on Skills to be proper, but if you do look here, there is this 14 area where we dipped down to just back in April and then back again in May. So that's an area right there that I think if you can get from 12.50 up to 14, I think you're doing pretty good. So let's wait to see what happens with this name. I don't know a whole hell of a lot about it, but 10 is always a nice level, especially that we have the 50 period moving average there. So I don't know if I take a play on this unless you know something about it. But right now, Skills just kind of bouncing around. And if you look here on the minute chart today, there hasn't been, it's been a down day, but not crazy, or not down day, but up 7%, but downward movement here, maybe leaning towards a negative print, but no real comment on Skills. So
Angel, you're right. Tesla approaching again highs. People asking about Fubo, which again is one of my loves, but this is exactly the same thing I'll say about Plug. This is a ring the register area. I haven't done so yet, but in Plug, 100% did in front of recent highs. Every time it's approached one of these levels, it's consolidated, and this is the most significant, 36. If it breaks this, like if people are saying gap fill, yeah, I just kind of feel like it's not going to take it in one shot. So likely to consolidate, maybe even dip back down to now both the 200 and the 50 period. You have as support levels for Fubo TV, but it was a breakout around this 25. And I think when you start putting in like a third, 33%, 25% returns, you got to think about banking some profit. Sure, it can go and it can absolutely be a runner. Love it for the gambling space, the integrated gambling that they have with their programming. And Tesla is an absolute monster. So sometimes the best trade you make is the one that you don't make, which was not shorting Tesla at all today.
Oh crap, I just peeled this thing off my earpiece as I don't think mine was working either.
It comes back on.
It's back in there. Yeah, there it is, yeah. Very, very, these are like $20 pizzas from Amazon, so shout out to Amazon. Okay,
They're a little more expensive than that. aren't they?
They may be cheaper than that. I believe they're like 16, 15, $5. Okay, so look at Facebook, man. We've been loving Facebook for a while. Our last buy was at 311. It's just shot straight up. I mean, this name change to MVRS. I don't know what the hell that's going to do. Oh, you know what that's going to do? That's going to mess up our charts, by the way. We're never going to ever be able to look at Facebook charts ever again.
Got to make sure the first day they don't.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's going to show it as if it IPO'd. It's not going to turn the symbol over. But damn it, I'll have to speak to someone about that. Okay, so Facebook right now, nice bottoms up. I think this is a good opportunity. Although I did talk about not getting back into Apple, but I did get into Facebook there with a nice little $20 move upside right now. So we'll wait to see. It doesn't matter. The 20 doesn't matter. It's about percentages. So up to 340, I think Facebook still goes. There's only a minute left, guys. We can check out quickly the imbalances. Yeah, so there's still that TRAQ here. Pfizer with a big bid still, Neil. 3 million shares. We'll see where that prints at the end of the day. Upside here. Where's the 1 minute chart? Yeah, so a nice little bid there for Pfizer. It looks like
it hasn't paired.
I mean, there. See, now it's starting to pair. So Neil just asked that question. So it was 3 million. Now it's down to 1 million. So if this is still 1 million shares at the end of the day, we would expect that's still Facebook chart. Come on, Pfizer. We would expect Pfizer. Is that Pfizer now? Yeah. So here's the bump from 350 straight to the upside. Let's go with only 20 seconds left to go here. Who's on the bell? Is it Miss V's on the bell back there? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is Miss V.
In the green, and so appropriate today. But if you've worn green any of the last 7 days,
well, we'll still give the credit with an assist to Jerome. Thank you very much, Jerome Powell. As always, we love you, brother. 3, 2, and run. Ring it, Miss V.
There we go, and the market is closed. This is when we normally ask Brendan if the market was up or down, but you could take one wild guess today. Let's get it to us anyways there, Brendo.
I was just trying to count there. I think it was around 42, 44 handle move on the S&P from the Fed announcement back to the upside. So pretty impressive here. Records, once again, guys. I believe this is the 40th day, or 40th all-time high, I should say, close, that is, for the market this year. 0.6, 0.3, 1% for the NASDAQ leading there. Crude did come off significantly. It's worth noting. We'll see what happens tomorrow with energy stocks here. Ethereum, nice day, all-time highs there as well.
Like the title song of the James Bond movie Octopussy with Roger Moore, who's not one of the best. We're at an all-time high. Gotta love that one. Those are all good movies. Who cares? But crazy movement today. By the way, Zillow actually caught a bid at the end. It closes at 65 and change. So, I mean, it's not much. But hey, a couple of dollars back to the upside when you're down 25%. I guess they'll take everything they can get. So not everything was completely in the at the high of the day today. A couple of names that were weak. Zillow, of course, one of them, catching a tiny little bit. Maybe Kathy did some buying at the close, Sean.
Who knows? I don't know what she did, but yeah, maybe. Apparently, Skills is.
I'm guessing she did. I'm guessing.
Yeah, Skills is a big name there as well in her portfolio. So Roku, also another big name that's coming out. Look, guys, thank you so much. The trade of the day is going to be on AMC, which we did really well on. You saw me get out of that at the end of the day, so that was good. So you can see sort of what we talked about there. I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Lucas over there running the ones and twos all by himself. So that's why the show was really smooth. Thank you so much, Lucas. And then also another big shout out. I'm getting a little bit of a headache here for some reason. A big shout out. Oh, I know why. Over there to Trader Prad and Miss V. What's up, guys? There's Trader Prad and there's Miss V. Yo, Miss V. Always smiling. That's one of the best things about Miss V. And thank you to Brendan, of course, for dropping tons of news to us today, like always. So we can't do this without the three of us. But stay tuned for the trade of the day. It was a super fun one. Earnings on board tomorrow. Good luck to everybody and congratulations anybody on that crypto train as it just keeps on pumping forward. So everyone have a fantastic evening. Enjoy those sandwiches. I'm getting ready for some Philly cheesesteak, guys, and we will get you tomorrow. Ciao.
Bye, guys.